Strange angle. This. Okay, so that's better. Okay, good. Now, it is 1:15 on Wednesday, September 30th, 2015. Okay, and we've got a new student today, Shaqual, right? Shaqual. And here's the important things to get. So right now, stop writing, pay attention to me for a second, because you're going to miss it if you don't. So we're going to talk about Google Chrome, but in order to do that in a way that makes sense, we're going to do it so you remember. Because what is our brain designed to do, Calvin?
Get you to remember. Knowledge.
Okay, what is our brain designed to do?
Forget 90% of what we just did.
Okay, so our brain is designed to forget 70% of what we learned today if we don't review it. So if you don't write this down, what's going to happen? Yeah, you're going to forget 70% of it tomorrow, and then you'll forget 70% of the remaining 30%. So by this time next week, if I say, what is our brain designed to do, what are you going to not know?
The 70% that
Yeah, you're going to be like Kelvin, who didn't review his notes, but he wrote them down. I'm pretty sure in your notes, Kelvin, it says 70% somewhere, right? Yeah, okay. So now is the time for people who've been here before to use your book to go back to the notes from before and make sure you see that. And this is what the left-hand side of the book is for. So when we're talking about the intro, so the first till 2 o'clock, we talk about why it's important to learn, how we remember, et cetera, et cetera. Then at 2 o'clock, from 2 to 3, then we talk about what the Google app that we're going to talk about is. But the starting point is the premise, the belief, the idea that if we learn something and we forget it, we don't remember it, it's the same as not knowing it. Do you agree with that? Yeah. If you learn something and you don't remember, it's the same as not knowing it. So if I'm standing up here writing stuff on the board, which I'll do, and then what am I going to do, Calvin, once I write it on the board? A few minutes after that. What do I do?
See your notes or
I
something?
use this. I erase it, right? I write something up here, right? And then we talk about, then I erase it. If you don't write it down, you're not going to remember it. And it's not just you, that's how everybody is. And so, Kelvin, if I say, what's the difference between good students and not good students, what would you say? Good students. See, he's trying to remember.
And the ones who don't take notes?
Well, sort of. The difference between a good student and a not good student is good students remember more. Why do they remember more? Because they took notes and they studied more, right? Or maybe they didn't take notes, but they studied it more. So the tools that we give you to help you remember are that book, and this is a Hangout on Air. So this is something that you'll be able to go back and watch, again, to help you remember. So it's all about remembering. Now the second thing that we strive to do, that we focus on here, is not just learning, but if you learn something and forget it, or let's say you learn something and you remember but you can't communicate, that's pretty much the same as not learning. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
If you know it, but if somebody asks you a question, you can't answer the question.
In verbal form.
Yeah, that's pretty much like not knowing. Okay? So the other thing that we do is, this is me talking, but it's also me asking questions. And it's important to be able to answer questions so that your boss, or the place you're going to go, knows that you know what you're doing, right? Do you agree with that? Okay. So I work at a school that is a post-secondary school, which means you have to be an adult to go there. You have to be at least 18. And we have the highest placement rate in the state. We're the best school in the state of Nevada, including UNLV, including CSN, Toro, Phoenix, everywhere else.
You go to school.
I teach there.
Oh, okay.
I'm the director of education
Oh,
there. I'm the top person in terms of education. So that's how important the people here at Yosef feel it is for education is we're not just going to bring in a low-level person, we're going to bring in the best person we can, the top person, top education person at the best school in Nevada. And so I teach there during the day. That's my job, except on Wednesdays I'm here. And our school is graded based upon what, Shadia? See, she doesn't know what I said because she's doing something else.
I was logging into my Gmail.
Okay. See, our brains are also not designed to do two things at once. And it's very important when you go to work to focus on what your boss is saying, right?
Yeah.
Now, you might not think that, but I can assure you from your boss's perspective, if you're in their mind, if they remember you as this is a person who doesn't pay attention, what happens when it's time for a promotion? You're not going to be the guy to get it. The person that's going to get it is the person who cares the most and shows the most and does the most. So an important thing would be at work, when your boss is talking, you should take it that the most important thing to do is pay attention to your boss. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If your boss stops talking, what's the most important thing to do? I don't know. It depends what your boss, well, no, it depends what your boss tells you to do. If it says, okay, everybody, let's go to work, it probably wouldn't be good to say, ask a question at that point, right? If he says, okay, blah, 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 okay, everybody, let's go to work. What would the best response be?
Go to work.
Go to work. That would be the best response. A not good response would be what, Kelvin?
ask him what he just said again.
Yeah, that would not be good. That would not be good. How about saying, can I go to the restroom? That would not be good too, right? Okay. So our school, all schools like our school are designed to help people get employment. It's not about education. It's not like high school. It's not like UNLV. Those are about education. Post-secondary schools, vocational schools, career schools, those are about placement. The idea is you get placed if you have the skills that employers want. UNLV doesn't care about placement. They care about knowledge, teaching you things so that hopefully the things that you know an employer wants. Okay, that's different. So our school is very focused on that. So everything I put on the board or everything I say ultimately has to do with work, getting a good job, not learning how to do whatever it is I'm talking about. Learning how to do what I'm talking about only helps you get a job. It's for the purpose of a job. Okay? And the things we talk about are the most important things today. So at our school, we have people who are in prison. You get to leave prison in the morning, come to school, go back to prison at night. People who were convicted of crimes and the judge said, here's your choice, go to jail or go to school. We have people who got convicted of misdemeanors, like jaywalking or something like that. They couldn't pay their fines, so they're given the choice, sweep streets or go to school. Or they are homeless people who live at Catholic Charities, Salvation Army, anywhere. And they go to school for free. It doesn't cost them any money. So to take somebody like that and get 87% employment is pretty good, right? Because they started about a 5% chance of unemployment. If you live at Catholic Charities and you go apply for a job, when you walk in there, guess what you have with you? Your backpack of all of your stuff, because they don't let you leave it there. You probably aren't wearing clean clothes. You probably haven't showered. You probably haven't shaven. Do you think it's easy to go get a job if you don't look good, you don't smell good, and you have, the guy said, what's that big suitcase you're carrying? Oh, that's all my stuff because I live at Catholic Charities. Or would people hire somebody like that? Would you
No.
guess?
Mhm.
No, why?
Because the appearance is everything.
Well, it's not everything, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
just the
Appearance gets you
perception
so
of
far.
someone.
Yeah. So if you, so that's what our typical student is. So to go from that, which is about a 5% chance of stable and meaningful employment, to 87% is a pretty
Big difference.
big difference. And so it's because we focus on the skills. Now, what are the skills that we learn? We learn the skills that you need to know. So here's a statistic that you should know. And this would be just to write down just so you make another copy in your brain. So 50% of jobs in 2035, in the year 2035, 50% of those jobs do not exist today. Now, in 20 years, none of you are going to be the same age as me. You're still going to be a lot younger than I am right now.
Well, I'll probably be.
Okay, well, maybe. So, 20 years from now, 50% of the jobs that exist 20 years from now do not exist today. Is it good to have a job that's going to disappear in a few years?
No.
No. Why?
You need stability.
Huh?
You need stability.
Okay, well, why isn't it good to have a job that's going to disappear in a couple of years?
Because you need like something like retirement plan.
No, you guys are overthinking. It's not good to have a job that's going to exist in a couple of years because you won't have a job in a couple of years, right? That's why it's not good to have a job that's going to disappear in a couple of years. If you're somebody that makes apple pies by hand, and in 2 years from now there's going to be no apple pie by hand jobs, what's going to happen to you?
Maybe unemployed.
Yeah, you're not going to have a job. The job's going to disappear. So you need to have skills that enable you to have a job that's going to exist 20 years from now. And that's what our school teaches. So it starts with typing. Have to be able to type. If you can't type, you're not going to get a good job. And by typing, it's with all 10 fingers. Not 2 fingers, not 4 fingers, not 6 fingers. It's 10 fingers. So if you don't do that, you need to start learning how to do it. And today, you need to be able to type 35 words a minute or you don't have a chance. Okay, what do you type?
Like 33, 35.
Okay, so
What nows?
okay, so that's the minimum. Now, at our school, we've had, in the last year, no, almost 2 years, 3 people have broken the 105 words per minute speed. Yeah. Now, if they walk in for an interview and they have to do a typing test and they type 100 words a minute, what's going to happen?
Right there on the spot.
They're going to hire that person because they're going to say, if you can do that,
Right.
there's other things you can do.
Yes.
Okay? So typing is vital. Speech recognition is very hard for computers today. It's hard for computers today because people have different accents, dialects, they say the same word differently. But the other problem is that our ears are not good enough to hear, but computers do, is the echo. So when I'm talking in here, there's a little tiny echo that we really filter out, but computers don't. So that makes it harder for computers to understand words, because when I say the word hello, it hits that wall and it comes back. That wall isn't far enough away that it forms an echo that we can hear, but it's always forming an echo. And so when I'm speaking in this room, the sound waves are bouncing off all the walls, and microphones picking up, and it's really hard for microphones to be able to distinguish what's said. That's why voice recognition doesn't exist today. And if you have a program that has voice recognition, usually the microphone is right here, right? It's right in front of your face, right in front of your mouth. And that's because it's trying to block out all of the other echoes. One day, voice recognition will work. Okay, it's not today. Today, you need to learn how to type. You also need to learn how to do office stuff. Word processing, spreadsheets, PowerPoints, things like that. You need to know. Do you know how to do that?
Somewhat, yes.
Word?
Yes.
Okay. So what we say is you can't get a job in an office if you can't type. Are you going to get a job in an office just because you can type?
No.
Why not?
So you need other qualifications also.
Okay.
The formats of the computer.
Okay.
Or the windows that they're using.
Okay. So the best, simplest answer is no, because everybody I'm competing with knows how to type. If I just learned how to type and I'm competing with somebody that types 100 words a minute, do I have a chance? Probably not. Because they probably, if they can type that fast, they probably know other things too. So you need to know office. Are you going to get a job in an office just because you know office?
No.
No, why not?
Because there's different formats of the
Okay.
windows.
All right,
No.
so no, let's not say that. That's true. The best answer, so there's always answers. We're looking for the best answer. So like when I went to law school, when you take a test in law school, it's not find the right answer, it's find the best answer. All of them are right. All answers are right. You have to find the best right answer, the most right answer. So you're right, but the best right answer is no, because everybody I'm competing with knows that too. And if they've been doing it for a lot longer than me, who's going to get the job?
One was the most experienced.
They are probably. They are probably. It's not likely that you can walk in and they say, do you know Word? And you say, yeah, I just finished a class, I just learned Word. Versus somebody who everything else is equal. They look the same, they talk the same, they have the same educational background. They say, yeah, I've been working in an office for 10 years doing it every day. Who's going to get the job?
Have the more experience.
Yeah, more experience because stuff comes up that doesn't have to do directly with Word, but if you've been working in an office, okay. So how do you get a job in an office if you're just learning to type and you're just learning Word? What do you have to do? What's the simple best answer?
Do better.
Well, yeah, but it's hard to do better at something they already have been doing for a lot longer, right? What's the simple answer? What's the simple, obvious answer? If we were playing out on the street, we're working for Donald Trump, what's the simple, best answer?
Practice.
No.
Well,
You have to know things that they don't know that the boss cares about. If you have a skill they don't have, if you can do what they can do, but maybe they do it better, but you can do something they can't do that is important to the boss, is that good? Is that good?
yes.
Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to trick you by doing this. So, yeah, that's good because they can't, if the boss says, well, can you do, no, I can't do that. Well, Kelvin can do that, but not as much as he can do that, not as much experience, but he can do that. And I wasn't even thinking about that. But if he can do that, that's really good. I'm going to give Kelvin a shot. So what is that? What is it that employers want that their current employees don't have, but they want that you could learn and apply?
More skills.
Skills.
Oh, you weren't here last week. No. Well, what skills? Yeah, I already said it's you know something they don't know. They know more about typing. They know more about Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Office, but you know something they don't know that your boss says, wow, that's a game changer. Huh?
The knowledge of
Knowledge of what?
If we're going
their Microsoft, Windows, Words.
They already know that.
Their system format.
They know that. The other people know that. You know something they don't know. Everybody uses Microsoft.
PowerPoint, Excel.
Everybody knows that you're competing with. They've been doing it for 15 years. You know something they don't know that the employer wants. What is that?
do a shortcut.
Let's say Google.
There we go.
Okay, pick a letter.
G.
Kelvin,
Oh. Yeah.
Hmm. An R. What if you know it? Why did you say
okay,
Oh.
gotta be quick, come on. you should-
O-O-E.
Seriously? Is it no?
No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters.
Isn't it K-N-O-W?
Known? No. So what is
What?
N? Okay, let's say N. No.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Be quick, first letter comes to your mind.
T. Oh gosh.
I.
Seriously?
Okay.
Oh
M.
Oh my gosh, what is this word? S.
U.
A C. Cloud.
Right.
Oh.
To know the cloud. If you know the cloud, that's something every business wants to use the cloud, but they don't know how, they don't know what it is. But what they've been hearing and seeing and thinking and believing is that the cloud is going to get me more customers at less cost, more customers at less cost. It's going to make me money and save me money. All businesses want to move to the cloud. And that is what we teach at our school that separates people, our students, from everyone else. As other schools are teaching people how to use Office, we're teaching you how to use the cloud version, not of Microsoft Office, but of Google. So we teach them how to use the Google Cloud. And today we're going to talk about Chrome. Okay? But before we do that, we've got a few minutes more to talk about what you have to do to help get good employment. So one thing we talked about is you have to remember stuff. Okay? If you can't remember, it's the same as what?
Not knowing.
Not ever knowing it, right. You have to be able to communicate. What if you know something but you can't communicate? What's that the same as?
Not knowing.
Not knowing it, okay? Now, how is most communication done?
Nonverbal.
Nonverbal, right. Nonverbal is most communication. And what do most people call that? Huh? Body language. Most people call it body language. Unfortunately, we are generally taught to think of the other person's body language. Okay, what you need to focus on is your body language. Okay, because let's say I'm the boss and you're the employee, and I'm talking and you're doing this. What is your body language saying to me?
You're not interested.
Yeah.
You're saying that.
Yeah, you're not listening, you don't care, this is a waste of time. Okay? So we don't think about that. We do stuff that hurts us. To what you said earlier about perception. Okay? So if the perception is, or if I'm doing this, my boss is talking, I'm doing this, what am I saying?
What you're saying, I'm not.
It's not good, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Unless my boss said down with the pigs, and we're going, oh no. So nonverbal body language is important. We need to focus on that at all times. So if your boss is talking and you're drawing, you're doodling, what is that saying?
You're not paying attention.
Okay? And if you're not paying attention, are you going to be able to remember?
Nope.
Why not?
Because you weren't paying attention.
Because you didn't even hear it the first time. There's nothing to forget. Okay? Our brains are very good at getting a lot of information in. And where does our information come from? How does it get into our brain? Through what?
Your ears.
Okay, ears.
Sound waves.
That's ears.
Light.
Sight, smell, touch, taste. At Stanford, they say we have 12 senses, not 5.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
What's the other 6?
I don't
I mean,
know.
7.
I don't know what they are, but there's like 5 more. Yeah, the other 7.
I heard there was like a 6 sense too.
Well, that's in the old days. That's intuition.
Like that one kicks in when everything dies, right?
Huh?
Like that one kicks in.
No. The intuition would be, I can figure out what you're thinking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that would be a 6th sense. Okay, but if you're dead, you're dead. So you don't really have any sensation. So what happens is we have a brain and we have sensations, and everything that goes into our brain comes in through our senses, and then we process it. We have an imagination. We can think of things that we've never seen. For example, can you think of your mother in a blue dress?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think of your mother in a blue dress? Hold on one second. Hello, this is Ed. Mm-hmm. No. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure, great. Okay. Okay, wow. Yeah, got it. Okay, good. Mhm. Oh, I appreciate that very much. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, great. Well, thank you for calling. Okay, bye now. Okay, bye-bye. All right. So, now where were we?
Picturing your mother in blue
Oh,
dress.
yeah. Can you picture your mother in a blue dress? Can you picture your mother in a blue dress riding a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
Have you? Can you picture it?
No.
You can't form a picture of your mother in a blue dress. I'm not saying, when I say can you picture it, I don't mean do you think that will ever happen. I'm just saying, can you see that in your brain?
Yeah.
Okay, can you?
Yes.
Okay, but nobody's ever seen their mother in a blue dress riding the back of a motorcycle, right? Okay, so we get information in from our senses. They come into our brain, and then we can do other things in our brain. That's how it works. If you don't remember something, you're not going to be able to recall it. If your body is cut off from your senses, nothing is going to come in. So that's like being in a coma, right? They open your eyes, they shine a light in, but it's not going into your brain. So So I lost my whole train of thought with that call. So anyway, the important thing, does anybody remember where I was going before that with the mother in the blue dress?
Your senses.
Okay, before that? Okay, well, our brains are very good at taking in tremendous amounts of information from our senses. Okay, tremendous amounts. But what they're not designed to do is be like a hard drive on a computer and remember everything, or a DVR. Not designed to do that. It filters out what is not important. So, you know, how fast does our brain work? How many things can it do in a second?
Multiple.
Yeah, like 1 million, 10, about 100.
5.
About 100 things per second, because our eyes, ears, all of our senses are able to bring in information in. How many calculations can a computer do in a second? At least 1 billion. Have you ever heard of gigahertz? Gigahertz? Okay, so a gigahertz computer means it's able to do 1 billion things, 1 billion calculations a second. Now, we have these things in our brain called neurons. Do you know what a neuron is? You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Neuron?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Isn't it an atom that's in...
Okay, so no, it's not. It's a cell.
It's a cell, there we go.
Okay, it's a
Cell
cell,
made up.
and it looks like a tree. Okay, so it has a little bottom, looks like a tree, and it has 10,000 branches on it, about 10,000 branches. And in our brain, we have almost 100 billion neurons. They're all crammed in there. And the way we remember things is by the combination of neurons where they touch each other. It's called a synapse. And they transmit chemical signals between them. And we remember things based on the combination of how these synapses fire. Okay, that's how we remember. And so the idea is the more you practice something, the stronger this connection gets. And let's just say it goes like that to a whole bunch of other neurons. The more you practice, so if you play a piano or a musical instrument, you get used to doing it, and the same neurons are firing in your brain, and you build a stronger, better pathway. When you learn to drive a car, do you drive?
Yes.
You drive? You drive?
No.
Okay. So when you learned to drive a car, what was it like the first time you were driving? Scary, right?
Yes.
And you're thinking about everything, right? Okay, I gotta look over this shoulder, look over this shoulder, take my foot off the brake, put it on the gas, turn, not too far, not too quick, directional, look in the mirrors, right? Now, what can you do when you drive?
Oh, everything.
Yeah, you're chewing gum, eating a hamburger, drinking a latte, texting, okay? We're able to do a lot of things. We don't even have to think about driving, right? Why not?
Because you have the knowledge.
No, it's not the knowledge. It's the neurons in your brain. You have the neural network. So yeah, it is knowledge, but the best answer is, if you say we have the knowledge, where does the knowledge come from? Well, you say this, and I say
And the
synapses.
synapse.
Yeah, it comes from that. So here's an important thing. Every time you read something, write it, or say it, you make another copy in your brain. How do you memorize a song?
Listening to it over and over again.
And what's happening is you're making another copy in your brain. And that's how you are able to do it. People that play basketball, do you think that they only go out and shoot sometimes? Practice them?
Every day.
They're doing it every day. Tiger Woods used to hit 1,000 golf balls a day. He used to never miss a putt within 5 feet, which is about this far. Never, ever miss. There's a TV commercial. There was a Nestle Crunch TV commercial where Larry Bird, anybody ever hear of Larry Bird?
Mhm.
Okay, so Larry Bird was at the free throw line shooting free throws, and Michael Jordan was in the stands, and he got a Nestle Crunch bar.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
and it crunches it, and Larry Bird misses because he got distracted because of the crunch. But in reality, when they were shooting that commercial, Larry Bird couldn't miss. He would try to miss, but he couldn't miss because his hands, arms, fingers, brain, everything were so used to doing exactly the same thing, it was hard for him to miss.
Very good.
Yeah, because we do it over and over and over again. And the difference between good students and not good students is they learn the stuff and they learn it because they just keep doing it over and over and over and over again. And so what you have is at the beginning of the year, you have good student, not good student, they're about the same. And the good student who's studying just goes like that, and this person kind of goes like this. They go up and down because they forget and they have to relearn it. And so at the end of the year, the good student is way ahead because this person keeps forgetting stuff that they learned way back here. That's it. That's how it works. It's not easy, though, as a kid, to have time to study every day. And that's why it's usually the case of people who are doctors or lawyers, their kids do well in school because why? Because they make them go study, because they had to do it themselves. They get, hey, go in there and study, because if you don't study, you're not going to learn it. People who haven't had to do that, do you think they say to their kids, go in and study every day?
No.
No. They might say, go play soccer, go outside, don't bother me. I need your help, we got to do this, you got to go to work. They might say all kinds of things like that it's not a value judgment, it's just here's why some people are this way and some people are not that way. Because our brains have these things called neurons, and it's about how they connect to one another. And the stronger the connections and the more connections there are, the easier it is to remember stuff. And you want to get to the stuff where you don't need to think about driving. Because if you're thinking about driving, what are you not being able to think about?
The other stuff.
Anything else. Okay? If you want to be good, you don't want to have to think about driving. You want to be thinking about other stuff, right? Like at work. So when you get into a position where you have a good job or you have school, you want to be thinking of the test or the job while you're driving to work, while you're in the shower, while you're having breakfast. You don't want to be thinking about breakfast or the shower. You want to be thinking about work. Because that gets you more prepared, because what's happening with your neurons if you're thinking about work?
You're preparing them.
You're making other copies, right? You're thinking about new connections in your brain. So we spend about the first hour talking about the book, this, and the importance of remembering stuff. Now, your book is designed to be your personal how-to manual. This isn't designed to be a thing like you learn to do in school where you write notes, you go to the next page, you write notes, and 5 years later somebody comes back and says, can you show me your notes on that subject? And what do you have to do? No, if you're used to doing notes the way you've always done notes, which is you start on this page, and you go to the next page when this page is full, and then you just keep going through your book.
You have to scan through and find the information.
Yeah, and so it's not going to be good. So this book, you have your table of contents. And every time you have a major subject, you write it in the table of contents and you write the page number. So like Shadia was saying, what, Gmail?
Yeah.
Okay, she was here during Gmail. You weren't here during Gmail. So one of the pages in her book says Gmail. So 5 years from now, she wants to go to her how-to manual, this book, and she forgot, she wants to remember something about Gmail. Can she find it easy? Yeah, why? Because it's in her table of contents, right. And so if in the future we come back to Gmail, and she wants to write a note down, she goes to her Gmail page, oh, it's full. What's not full? What shouldn't be full at that point? The left-hand page, because we only start writing on the right-hand page. The left-hand page is supplemental information or to clarify what's on the right. let's say this page is full and that page is full, but now she has more notes on Gmail. 6 months later, what does she do?
Have another page.
She goes to another page, and then she does two things. On that first Gmail page, up at the top, so you have your page, right? There's a big thing up here, and then there's lines, right? And you have a page number down here, right? That's how your book should be. Up here, so if she needs to go to a new page, let's say this is page 99, and this is page 18. Okay, so her original notes are on page 18. But she ran out. There's no room on page 18. This is page 17. There's no room on page 17. She needs to go to a new page. All of the pages between 18 and 99 are full. This is the next empty page. She goes to page 19. She writes Gmail at the top. And then up here, she writes 99. Okay, why would you do that?
Because you know where you left off as in the continuation of what you wrote as a
Right. So that's one thing you do. The second thing you do is on your table of contents page. First it says page 18, right? Because that was the first page you went to.
Mm-hmm.
But to the left of that, you write page 99. So now you can see, if you go to your table, Gmail, table of contents, boom. Oh, wow, I got 2 pages of Gmail notes. Was this the early notes? Am I looking for the early information or late information? I'll probably be able to remember just by seeing these 2 things. But if you can't remember, you go to page 18. Okay, well, it's not here. I go to page 99. Ah, there it is. Okay, so this book is designed to help you remember stuff. 5 years from now, 10 years. At our school, our students get a book exactly like yours. And they write it, except our school is 7 hours a day for 16 weeks, 5 days a week for 16 weeks. So they're writing a lot more stuff in their book than you would write in your book. But what you should do with your book is when you go to work or you go somewhere else, that book is in your backpack. That book goes with you. So we have a guy who never had a job before, was in prison many years, like half his life, didn't have skills, got enough skills to go work in a convenience store. What do you need to know how to do to work on in a convenience store? Yeah, that's a computerized POS system. You need to be able to use that. So with our typing, in the morning we learn 10, regular typing. In the afternoon, we do half an hour on 10 key to get people used to those. Anyway, he gets a job. He takes his book. When he's learning stuff about his job, what do you think he's writing in his book?
The things that he knows.
Yeah, like the procedure. What are you supposed to do? Exactly. And so the book becomes very important. That's what that book is for. So, and then we also have this video. And you have a Gmail account?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what is it?
My first name, SHA, QUAL, S7, at Gmail.
Okay, good. So it's not one of those goofy names. Right, Kelvin?
I can't think of any other name.
How about Kelvin? What's your last name?
Manny?
Okay, Kelvin M.
Some number.
Some number at Gmail. And say, what is yours? Master of the Universe 52? What is it? One extreme.
This is Last King.
Yeah,
It's who?
Last King.
Oh, the last king?
yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put that, and then I'm going to add you to my circle.
Okay.
So when I post stuff on here, you'll be able to see it. And I post stuff that our students do, right? Which you've seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on Google Plus too?
That's what we teach, the Google Cloud. So I'll add you to my Google Plus circle.
Okay.
Okay? How many views do you have?
Not really. I don't really post anything, but I be on like my friends and stuff
Okay,
like
good.
that.
All right. So, okay, so we're now ready to start Google Chrome. And at a certain point, I'm going to come over to this side, and hopefully you'll be able to see me of what I'm doing, because it's going to be a lot easier. But at this stage, right now, we're going to focus on Google Chrome. Actually, now go to a new page and call that page what, Kelvin?
13.
No, that's the number. So go to a page and type and write Google Apps. That's at the top of your page. Now, Kelvin, you should have a page, and you should have a drawing on that page.
Google Apps?
Yeah.
That's that spider web thing we did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wasn't Kelvin here?
I think.
So you should have a page. It should be Google Apps.
It says Google Cloud.
Cloud. But
Okay, Google Cloud. Okay. Okay, Google Cloud. Good. So these are apps. Google Cloud. We teach 8 Google Cloud apps. So what is one of them?
calendar.
So what I want you to draw is a X or a plus sign, a large plus, like Google Plus. Okay, Kelvin,
Maps.
maps. Okay. Shaqual, what's another one? You just talked about.
Google Plus.
Google Plus. Okay,
Gmail.
Gmail. So their thing might look different because we went in a different order,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Now what I want you to do is draw another plus sign, but this way.
So you have a star.
Well, there should be
Asterisk.
8. Yeah, asterisk. Okay. So Kelvin, what's another one?
YouTube.
YouTube,
Drive.
Drive. Okay, Kelvin,
Voice.
Voice, and
Wasn't it Chrome?
Chrome.
Yeah. This is it, Chrome.
Okay, now we're doing Chrome today. Last week, we did Drive. And in Drive, and some of these apps have sub-apps. So, Shaquille, what is a sub-app of Google+? What are some of the things you can do with Google+? Like I said, I'm going to add you to my
Circle.
circles,
You could do like Hangouts.
Hangouts. So we call these sub-apps. There's another one, another key one,
Um,
kind of like a website
you can.
called communities.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I say click on those little places.
Okay? So communities is like a website. In some ways, it's better. Okay? In Drive, there are some sub-apps of Drive. One is called Docs. Another one is Sheets, Forms, and there's something that's like PowerPoint. I can't remember what it's called. Presentations or something like that. So these are sub-apps. Last week we did this, and in Docs, we focused on some unique things, and one of which was collaboration. Okay. So today we're doing Chrome. Now the thing about Chrome is not really an app. Why is Chrome not really an app?
Because it's like a search engine.
Okay, but what makes it not like an app? Okay, so what we say is apps are stored on the cloud. Where is Chrome stored?
On the phone.
Well, or your,
Look at that.
or the thing,
Computer.
or your computer.
Yeah.
Chrome is stored on your computer. You have to download it the first time, right? You go to Internet Explorer, you go to google.com, you type in Chrome, and it says download. So Chrome is not really an app. We call it an app, but it's not really an app. But what it is it's the doorway to the internet, because these don't work. They sort of, in some ways they do work, but basically they don't work if they're not on the internet. And this is how you get to the internet. So one of the things that you should stop doing is using the other major browser, which is called what? Or the major browser, which is called what?
Internet Explorer.
Internet Explorer. Okay? Internet Explorer comes with computers, or it's on your computer because what?
That was the first.
It came with the computer, because most people order Microsoft. Microsoft what? Operating system called what? Windows, right, called Windows. Now it's Windows 10, right? They're getting everybody to do it. What's the operating system on here? Chrome. This is a Chromebook. It doesn't have Windows on it. It doesn't have a hard drive on it. There's things it can do if I'm not hooked up to the internet. But mainly it's to get to my cloud apps and my files that I have stored on the cloud. And it's really fast and it's easy to do things. It doesn't take 90 seconds to do it. So today we're going to do Chrome. Now here's the important thing. These apps are all designed to work with each other. Every app is designed to work together. Sure, I missed something. So you can do things in Gmail, and it will connect to what? Your calendar. Okay? You can have in there, you can attach what? To an email. You can attach what? Files, which could be here, or they could be here. It's a video. In Gmail, you have your contacts, right? Okay. But what is one of the things that's associated on your contacts? Your Google Circles.
Yeah.
Shows you all your Google Circles and contacts. So these things all are designed to work with one another. And they're all designed to do that. What's another benefit of Google Cloud apps?
It's not too hard. You don't have to really search for everything. Everything is really
Okay.
enhanced for you.
Again, and that's because they're all designed to work together. And everything started from Google Search, because that's what Google started with, is a search engine. And then they decided we need to get into the email business, because Microsoft bought Hotmail, Yahoo has their email, AOL has an email thing. We're going to get into this, but they made it a little bit different. And then it was, well, since we're able to do this and we're storing people's attachments, let's create a thing called Drive, where it's like a hard drive, big hard drive in the sky. Well, if we're going to have a hard drive, we might as well let them not only save Word files here, but how about working on Word files or creating Word files? And one of the things with the Gmail is oftentimes you'll get an email that says, hey, how about if we meet for lunch at such and such a day? And there's a feature in Gmail called Create Event. Instead of hitting reply, you hit Create Event, and it opens up your calendar. You put in a time, date, place, address, attach a file, who you want to invite to the thing. You push send, and they get an email. So it's much, much better than Microsoft because it was designed to work on the internet. Was Microsoft designed to work on the internet?
Yeah.
No, because it came out before the internet. Okay? It was designed to work on your what? Yeah, on your computer. You used to, I remember in the beginning when I first got Microsoft Word, Office, it was on disks,
Oh,
on floppy disks.
wow.
Then it was on CDs. Okay? Okay, now you download it, whatever, because you can. So, this is the Google Cloud stuff that we study. Are these all of the Google apps?
No.
No. How many are there? There could be over 100 by now. Okay. But these are the main ones. How do you find the other Google apps? Okay, do you have Chrome up? Do you guys have Chrome on? Are you logged in?
That's what I'm gonna find.
Okay, so right. So in the upper right-hand corner, you have something that's called a 9-square grid.
Mhm.
Okay, and if you click on that, what do you get? What
You
happens?
get 9 so far, but then you're the next one.
Okay, right. So there are 9, well, 3, I have 12 on my screen. But then you can scroll down and hit more, right? And then what happens? Yeah, now let's say you go to even more. And what's there? How many are there?
2, 4, 6,
So there's like 70, I think.
70.
If you hit even more,
Let's say about 60.
okay. So, and that's not all of them. Okay. We just focus on these 7 plus Chrome. And today we're going to talk about Chrome. So, and some of the things we're going to do in Chrome is we're going to focus on settings, extensions, apps, bookmarks. Okay, let's see. Okay. I don't think I need this anymore. All right, so how do we get to Chrome?
Google Chrome.com.
Okay, so this is not on. So how do you get to Chrome?
Remember that page we were on? When we opened up our 9.
Well, how did you get to the 9-square grid? Because that's in Chrome.
You log into your Gmail and then it'll be up in the right hand corner. You click on it, and then when you click on more and go down to even more from Google, they have it listed right there, and you can click on it that way.
And then what? Did you have to download it?
Yeah, as soon as you get to the page, it'll have a download now button.
Okay, so that's one way to do it. One of the great things about Google that you need to get is there's always more than one way to do things in Google. What we want to do is we want to look for the best way to do things in Google. So did you have any problem downloading Google Chrome, or did it say to you password?
Yeah, it says it needs a password.
Okay, and then what did you do?
I said no.
Okay, then what?
And then it says Google Chrome can install.
Right, good, so you do that. So this machine does appear to have Google Chrome on the taskbar. Okay, so is everybody where I am? Has everybody gotten at least to this part? Are you on Chrome?
Yes, but I didn't get to as a sign in.
Okay, but you're on Chrome, and are you in your account?
Well, I'm on the page where it said thank you for downloading Chrome.
How about you, Shadia?
I'm in the process of downloading Chrome. But once you press no, it says Google Chrome can be downloaded without administrator. You press yes, and then now it's downloading.
Good, okay. And Shaqual, are you there?
Yeah, it said thank you for downloading it.
Okay.
It says now finish setting up the Chrome by downloading the app to your tablet or phone.
Okay, you don't need to do that.
Right in the corner right there, is there something that popped up that looks like a CD or a box or something?
Just on the left hand side,
Yeah.
yes, the Chrome setup itself.
Yeah. Just press no, and then it should say yes, then you press yes. Alright. Alright. Alright, there you go.
Oh, I read it.
Okay. Once it finishes downloading, it's gonna show that administrative permission thing again. Just press no again, and it'll load it up. And it should take you right to the login page. So once we get to the login page, we just sign in.
Yep.
Okay, well, then I gotta sign out.
So you want to get to this place or be in Gmail or something, but I want to make sure you have Chrome up. I guess I'll go to Gmail. Oops. Google Plus.
Alright.
Okay, so what is your status, Kelvin?
I'm
Still
almost
downloading.
halfway there. I'm done now. Wait, this is installed.
Okay. Okay, good. So now is everybody in Chrome?
Yeah.
Who's not in Chrome?
Me.
Okay, what is your problem?
Oh yeah, I'm here now. I just
Okay.
signed in.
How do we get to settings in Chrome?
You on the side of your picture?
On the side of my picture here?
Oh.
This picture? Is that what you're saying?
How did you get your picture like that?
What do you mean?
Don't you, because mine is, don't you click on Gmail and then go to the far, right corner, like right underneath, it should have a, I think, a little gear, and you click on that.
Okay, no. So that's settings in Gmail.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm talking about the Chrome settings. How do we get to Chrome settings? Okay, well, because time is racing, I'll tell you. Up under the red X is a button that has 3 parallel bars on it. Do you see that?
Wait, we clicked on our Gmail, right?
Doesn't matter where you are. We're not,
Okay, so in our order, there should be what? And here. Right.
Can you repeat that?
up under the red X in the right corner
Mm-hmm.
is a button. Doesn't look like a button, but there are 3 little parallel bars.
Hold on. Yeah, right there.
Okay? So click on that. And you have a box that opens, a window opens up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we start from the top, it says New tab. You don't really need to care about that. New window, don't need to care about that. New incognito window, don't need to care about that. History and recent tabs, don't need to worry. Downloads, bookmarks, don't need to worry about that. Zoom, you can zoom if you can't see. Print. Find, more tools, edit, cut, copy, paste, and then the next one says what below edit?
Settings.
Settings, so click on settings. And now what? What do you have?
Settings.
Yeah, so these are the settings. So the first thing says sign in, right?
Yes.
And are you all signed in? Does it have your name signed in as?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
No, mine isn't. I have Terrence.
okay, so what you want to do, so this is a good point. So what you want to get in the habit of doing is A, signing in, and then B, signing out. Okay, because you're, okay, but sign out from Chrome, not from Gmail, or whatever you're doing. So you need to click on disconnect your Google account. And then you'll have to re-sign in again. So in your book, you should put sign in under Google Chrome, settings, sign in, always disconnect when you're done. Because what that means is the next person could come in, do things in Google Chrome, change your settings on you, and they're not going to work right.
Wait, so when you log out, it shouldn't show like for the next person who maybe uses the computer. It won't show me if I just log out, right? But apparently.
Okay, if you log out of what?
Out of your Google account.
If you log out of your Google account on Chrome, it will log you out on Chrome. If you log out in Gmail, it's not going to log you out on Chrome. Okay? So remember, you've got to think of Chrome as it's the gateway, it's the doorway to the internet. It's separate from Gmail. So on your personal computer, you sign in with your account, but if you want to go to Gmail, you still have to sign in from Gmail, or you might have to sign in for Gmail. Depends if you saved your password. Okay, so the first thing that's most important is when you get on a new computer, you open up Chrome and you go to sign in. And you sign in to your account.
Okay, now it's giving me the prompt where it's saying, to create a new user or sign in anyway.
Yeah.
We'll merge the Chrome information like bookmarks, history, and
Yeah,
other
you don't
stuff.
want to merge, so sign in anyway.
Okay. I'm in.
Okay. Is everybody signed in?
Yes.
Kelvin, are you signed in?
I'm on settings.
Okay, but where it says sign in,
Oh, yeah.
does it say signed in as and have your email there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Shadia?
Yes.
Okay, good. Next section is called what? On startup. Okay. So the thing that should be checked is the last one, open a specific page or set of pages.
Why is that?
So that means whenever you launch Chrome, it's automatically going to open certain pages. Now, before clicking anything, did you guys have Gmail open or what did you have open?
Yeah, I went through Google Plus.
Okay. So go to your Google Plus tab, click on that tab,
Mhm.
go to the 9 square grid,
Mhm.
click on that, and then click on your calendar.
I closed one.
Closed your what?
The one before I had.
Oh, you have it right there.
Oh,
That's weird.
What?
Nothing. When I clicked on the 9, no, it's fine, it's fine. I fixed it.
All right. So what I want you to do is see 2 tabs up there. Well, 3. One's called settings. One is your calendar, and one is Google Plus. Tell me when you have that. You should have 3 tabs open. Okay, good. You have 4 tabs. Good. Now you have Gmail. So Kelvin, go to your 9 square grid and click, and the same with you, Shadi. Close your Gmail, but open your Google Plus. 9 square grid. Nope. Go to your 9 square grid on the right. There you go. Good. And click on Google Plus. Perfect. Good. Okay. So everybody has those 3 things. Now, go back into settings. Click on your settings tab. And where it has on startup, okay, make sure the 3rd one is checked. It says open a specific page or set of pages, right? Now go to, in blue next to it, what does it say?
Set pages.
Click on that. And now in the lower left-hand corner, what does it say?
Use current pages.
Use current. Click on that and watch what happens. What's on there?
Your plus and my calendar.
Right. Okay. Get it. Okay. Click OK. Now close Chrome. How do you close Chrome?
I have to sign out.
No, don't sign out. Just close it. Okay, so you can close each tab. But I want you to click on the X in the red box on the right. Close Chrome completely. Close Chrome. Click here. Close Chrome. Okay, so you're back to your desktop. Now open Chrome. Okay, so don't ask again. Okay, now before you type anything, what are the 2 tabs that opened up when you open Chrome?
Google Calendar and Google Plus.
And Google Plus. Okay, so Google Calendar and Google Plus opened up. So that means now when you open Google Chrome, wherever you are, these 2 tabs are going to open immediately. Do you think that's good for work or not good?
Good.
Yeah, it's good. Because the calendar is the most important thing you do. So let's go to settings. And you can change these. If you find you use Gmail a lot,
Yeah.
you open up the Gmail tab, go back into settings.
Okay.
Go back, so you should have 3 tabs open now, right?
Mhm.
What are they, Shaquall?
Your Google Plus, the calendar, and settings.
Perfect, okay. So we just did on startup. If you're in Gmail a lot, you would go up, add the Gmail tab, go into settings, go back and do what we did, set pages, use current. Okay? But, okay, appearance. The 2 boxes under appearance should be checked. Show home button and always show the bookmarks bar. Are those all checked on yours?
Yes.
Kelvin?
Yeah.
Good. Search. Now, what I want you to do is click on the Manage Search Engines. And typically there's going to be a lot of search engines in there. You see how mine looks?
Mhm.
Okay, so delete all of them that don't say Google. And then hit done. So the only search engine you have is Google. Now, you see where it says people?
Yes.
Okay. Enable guest browsing. Let anyone add a person to Chrome. For at work, you probably do not want those checked because you don't want other people on your computer. You might want it at home if you share a computer.
Wait, so what does those 2 mean?
What two?
The ones that you just said.
Enable guest browsing
Yeah.
and let anyone add a person to Chrome.
Yeah.
Those mean that other people can get onto Chrome and do something as a guest. And if somebody signed onto your machine, somebody else is signed onto your machine, they can add other people to Chrome. So for work, you generally don't want those checked. Default browser. Does yours say make Google Chrome the default browser?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now if we show advanced settings, click on that. We're just going to look at this for a second. This gives you other things that you can do. And then passwords and forms, web content, network, languages, downloads. If you keep scrolling down, ultimately you come to something called Google Cloud Print. Do you see that?
Yes.
Shadia, do you see it? Google Cloud Print?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a way to set up printers. So you could be here. You might have a printer at home. If your printer at home is set up, you could print from here onto that computer. Or for work, you can print from your client's office back to your office. Okay? So, what we're doing is we're setting up Google for power users, to be a power user. All right, so now let's close the settings tab. What is this big window, this box below the tabs?
The Google Plus.
What is that called? This box right here.
Just the search window, right? There.
Okay, Google calls this the Omni box.
Um,
Omni box. Okay, this white thing here is called the Omni box. That's where you can do anything. So you can type in searches, right? Can you do math functions up there?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, you can, and they can probably try to give you.
Okay, so you can say, well, watch this. So go into your Omni box, open a new tab. So your screen should look something like this. In the Omni tab, type 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you might have to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 space Let me check that and see.
Where is, okay.
Yeah.
Times what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, 6, 7,
Space
8,
X.
9,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What number do you get?
5 billion. Is it 5?
Yeah.
5 billion. 639,060,205.
Yeah, exactly. So you can use the Omnibox to do that.
Calculators.
Okay, now what if you type in this? What is the square root of, and when you start typing what is the square root, it's going to come up with the thing, right? So you could click on that or keep typing of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, what is the answer?
675. Well, 676.
Yeah, okay. So it'll tell you to do that. So this is stuff you can do through the Omnibox. So it's not just for typing stuff in. Okay, next. What is below the Omnibox?
Your apps and your import bookmarks.
Okay, right. So this is the bookmarks bar. How do we add something to the bookmarks bar?
We'll click on the import bookmarks now.
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, so let's go open a new tab.
Mhm. In my corner it says import bookmarks. No.
Yeah, but we don't want to import bookmarks. That means bookmarks you already have. I'm talking about how do you add bookmarks. Okay, so open a tab.
Mhm.
In the Omnibox, type URL, and one of the choices should come up shortener.
Mhm.
Okay, click on that.
Mhm.
Okay, and you come up with a search result that looks like this, right? Click on the first one, it says Google URL shortener.
And then you paste your own URL here.
So this is a tool to use. Okay, so where are you, Shadia? How far did you get?
Oh, there we go. There. Okay. I'm up. I'm at the paste your own URL here.
Huh? You're what?
I'm right where you are.
Okay. Now we want to put this, we want to add this to our bookmarks bar because it's a very handy tool.
What, the calendar?
No, the URL shortener.
Oh,
Okay, how do we do that?
Create.
Nope. So we take our pointer and we select, so that means we hold down our left mouse button on the little padlock. And then we drag it down to the bookmarks bar, wherever we want.
Okay.
what's the pad?
There's a padlock in the Omnibox, right up here. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. You put your pointer on the padlock, you select, which means hold down the left mouse button and drag it to your bookmarks bar wherever you want.
Oh, cool.
Now, but you need to edit it because you don't want to take up a lot of space. So you put your pointer over where it says Google URL shortener. You right click and then you click edit. And I would say what you should do is you take off the word Google.
Just have the hips.
Okay, so it should say URL shortener. and then you save it.
What's this thing even doing?
That's that you have a really long URL, like it's a video or something, and you paste it into this box here, you push shorten, and it comes up with the short one. So for example, on Fridays we have quizzes at the school. So there was a really long title for this TED Talk, and it shortened it to just a very short URL. Okay? So that's how you add things to your bookmarks bar. Can you add a picture to your bookmarks bar?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you do that?
Put a picture.
Okay, so open a new tab
Go to your images.
on your Omnibox. Well, you could do that, but let's go to Omnibox and type in dogs. Type in dog. Hit enter, and then go to images. And you should have a page full of dogs, right? Images of dogs. Okay, so let's click on a dog. Doesn't matter which dog. Right click on the picture, copy image URL, open a new tab, right click, paste and go. Now you have the picture of your dog in there, right?
Okay. You lost me when you said right. Okay, you said click on the image, right?
Yeah.
And then you said copy image URL.
Right click.
Right click on the image and then press copy URL, right?
Right. Copy image URL, and then you paste it. You open a new tab and you paste it in your Omnibox.
Oh, I see. There we go.
Okay, now what do we
I
do?
see. You just click on it?
No. See, it's here, right? What do? We select, we select on where it's that little page. It's not a lock, it's a page. We select it, we hold down the left mouse button. We drag it
Oh, I got it.
to the bookmarks bar. Then what do? After we let go, we leave it there, then what? We right click on it, we click edit, and we do what? We shorten it. So it says dog. Okay, now I close the tab, boom. I close the dog tab. On my bookmark bar, I click on where it says dog, and what do I have? Picture of the dog.
I got lost after you opened it.
Huh?
That's when we open the dog into a new tab. I got lost. When you have to copy it, copy URL.
URL.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you have it there. Now, what you want to do is select and just drag it to your bookmarks bar. No. Use no. Let go. Click there. And drag it to your bookmarks bar. Okay. Now, right click on that. Right click.
Oh, sorry.
Edit. And
Just name it.
click, left click. Delete everything. Well, just type in the word dog. Push save. Okay, now close the tab. Close that tab that says dog. Close your URL one. Now click on your bookmarks bar where it says dog. Okay? So why would you do that? Why would you save a picture of your bookmarks bar?
So it'll be easier for you to get to, you don't have to search through everything.
Yeah, well, because it's important to you. So you could have a picture of your mom, a picture of your dog, something that makes you feel good. Can we put a music video in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put anything from YouTube, anything, a map, a form, a document, anything that works in the Omnibox can go into your bookmarks bar. So at work, what you want to have your bookmarks bar full of is what?
Things that's most important.
For what?
Work.
Work, exactly. What do you not want to have in there? A lot of personal
Other
stuff.
stuff.
Okay. Now, can we create a folder? Put a folder in your bookmarks bar? Yeah. How do we do that?
Add a new tab. And whatever.
Okay. So what we do is you go over on your bookmarks bar where there's nothing and you right click. And you scroll down to where it says add folder. And where it says name, you type in whatever it is. So if you go to work, you could have a folder called employee. It could be work. It could be like employee information. And the employee handbook could be in there. We have a lot of things in there.
It's right here. It says,
No, I'm saying, how did you do that?
how did I do that? Because you go here, right click, you do a left click, right will be.
Okay, so we've got 15 minutes left. We've done bookmarks. We've done settings. What's an extension?
Oh,
What's an extension?
The number you, like those little numbers they ask you for to take you directly somewhere?
Wrong answer. Thanks for playing.
Oh.
An extension is something that's going to show up over on this side of your Omnibar. Okay? How do we get there? How do we add stuff there? Okay, go to the 3 parallel bars in the upper right corner below the X, the red button with an X. Go to settings. Okay, so watch what I'm doing. I'm going here. I go down to settings. And now over on the left, it says extensions. Okay, you see that? Kelvin? Shadia?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go to extensions. So we're in extensions. You click on that. And if you scroll down to the bottom, it says get more extensions. Okay? Everybody here?
Yeah.
You got a page like this? Okay, so what I want you to do is where it says search the store, type in dictionary. And just hit enter. Now, do you have a page that looks like this? Kelvin? Shadia?
Yes.
Now, if you did exactly what I said at the top, it's going to say apps, and then a little bit lower, it's going to say extensions. You see that? Apps, extensions. Okay. An app is not the same thing as an extension. So what I want you to do is go down to where it says extensions, look for the one that says Google Dictionary, and then click on where it says add to Chrome. Okay. Now what it will do, okay, good, so you have it. Now where did it show up on your screen?
Oh, right in the top. Right-hand corner.
Okay, so now that means anytime you need to look up a word, what do?
Just click on it.
Click on it, see what happens. Click on the dictionary. Okay, now what do? Type in the word, type in omni.
Omni.
how do you spell it?
O-M-N-I. Okay? O-M-N-I.
All of things in a way.
Okay? So what do you put in your extensions? What extensions do you add? Quick little things like that that you're going to want to get to.
Maybe calendar?
No, you don't do your calendar because you already have it as a Google app. Now, you still have,
That one's convenient, because I use a dictionary. Search the word.
okay. Now what I want you to do is go to the search box,
Mhm.
type in 2 words, mind map.
Okay.
Okay, mind map. Now it should come up under extensions. I mean, not extensions, apps, at the top of your page.
Yes.
Okay. Second one down is called what?
Wendy, I mean, extension.
Huh?
Oh, this looks
It's
cool.
No, the second one on the page is called what?
Oh, mine,
Mind map. So add that. But see, it's under apps, it's not under extensions, right? You see that?
yeah.
Okay, click and add to Chrome. Add now. Not mop, mop.
Okay, mine up.
Okay, now where did it go?
Straight to your.
To your app.
Close the tab. Now open a new tab. Okay, good. Close the tab.
Just open.
Yeah. And close that. Should all.
Oh, alright.
Okay. Now, what's the tab that's open?
Your, extension.
Right,
The
your
website.
Chrome web store. Right. Okay, that's the one that's open. Now, over on your bookmarks bar on the far left, what is the first thing on the far left on your bookmarks bar? What does it say, Kelvin?
Home.
No, on your bookmarks bar.
Oh, apps.
Okay, apps. Click on that. What's on there? What's the new thing that's on there?
Mind map.
Your MindMap thing. Okay, so if you add an app, it's going to show up on the page that's apps. If you add an extension, where's it going to show up?
Extensions?
On your bookmark.
It's going to show up on your, next to your Omnibar.
Yeah.
If you add an app, it's not going to show up there, it's going to show up where?
Apps.
In
In the apps folder on your bookmarks bar. Okay, so let's go and open up MindMap. No. Go to your apps tab, apps folder. No. Shall you go to where it's apps
Oh, right.
and open MindMap. What is MindMap? What the heck is MindMap?
Mind mapping,
Yeah, it's
like
mind map.
ideas or something?
Yeah, so create a new map.
That's awesome. All right.
Now, when you create a new map, you want to make sure
Private.
that it's private map on Google Drive. Okay, that means it's going to be stored where?
Google Drive.
Right, which is a Google app, right? One of the apps. So now, in that blue box, put your cursor, hit the space bar, and start typing Google Apps. Hit enter. Okay. Now, hit your tab key. Okay, in there, type Chrome. Hit enter. 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 Hit enter. Okay, now what's another Google app?
Drive.
Type in Drive.
I put drives in the garage.
Okay, what's another one? Kelvin.
Maps.
Maps. Type in Maps. Okay, what's another one? Kelvin's
Email.
going to the book. And it's
YouTube.
right in front of you.
Google Plus.
YouTube. Type in YouTube. Okay, what's another one?
Google Plus.
Okay, type in Google Plus.
There's an app.
Plus is the shift next to, there you go.
Chrome, Drive, Maps,
What's another
Gmail, YouTube,
Voice.
Voice, good. Okay, so Kelvin and Shafal both have their page open that has the Google Apps in it. Okay, what else?
And docs?
No,
No, I mean, no, that's in the drive. Your
voice.
Gmail.
Voice, or you do, okay, Gmail. And then figure out which one you're missing.
Calendar.
I'm trying to,
Okay,
there.
calendar. Okay, now, go up and click on Google Plus. And hit your tab key.
Oh,
Type in what? What are some of the sub apps?
Hangouts.
Hangouts.
Hangouts. Good. Circles.
How do you edit?
Is-
How do you edit it again?
You push the space bar. Hangouts. Circles. Okay, so Chappelle's got a little bit screwed up. Hangouts,
sorry.
circles, okay. Hangouts, circles, and communities.
what would you put
But
for
I pressed enter, and it just made another little.
Right, so we're gonna fix that.
When I press enter, it just, I gotta double press it to move on to the next one.
Okay, so now hit escape, Shadia. Okay, so now Shaquelle, look at Shaquelle's. She's got her communities as a sub of circles. So select communities and drag it over into Hangouts, not Hangouts, into Google Plus. Now let go. Do the same thing with circles. Boom.
Okay.
Okay, good, so you three have it right. So this thing is a way to help you learn. You can take stuff and you organize it because our brains are very good at mapping things. Humans are very good at maps. So this is a good way to organize stuff. We've got 5 minutes. Okay, so we did extensions, we did apps.
Save to the drive.
Okay, so if we do a review, what is Chrome?
A search.
A search engine.
Okay,
The
and what are some other
gateway to the
search
internet.
engines? What are some other search engines?
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
No,
Oh.
Internet Explorer.
I'm sorry, not, okay, let's go back. What is Chrome?
Chrome is the gateway to the internet.
Okay, what is Chrome?
It's a,
Start.
No, it's not a search engine. I wasn't paying attention when you said that.
It's an app, isn't it?
No, it is a browser,
browser.
right?
Yes.
Okay, what are some other browsers?
Internet Explorer. What's that Fox one?
Okay,
Firefox.
Firefox,
Thank you.
okay,
Google.
Isn't
okay, what about Apple? What is theirs called?
I don't know.
Safari.
Safari.
Okay,
Ah.
so those are all internet browsers. They enable you to get to the internet and work on it. If you can't get to the internet, what happens?
You can.
Not very much.
Yeah.
Not very much happens. All right, so now in your browser, in your Chrome browser, why should we use Google Chrome with the other, why should we use Google Chrome with Google Apps?
Because you have more access to your information and things that you may need instead of, switching back and forth and that.
Why do we use, let me rephrase that, why do we use Chrome instead of Internet Explorer?
It's
Chrome offers more tools.
No, because they're both, all of them are made by Google. So they're designed to work together. Okay? Internet Explorer is made by who? Who makes Internet Explorer?
Chrome.
No.
Microsoft.
Microsoft, right.